hello. Welcome to the Lost Archives for episode 26. Ooh. My name is Owen. I'm the Dungeon Master for our campaign, The Tyranny of Dragons. However, this campaign is all about the players, who will introduce themselves and their characters right now, starting with Simon.
Hey guys, Simon here. I'm playing the character of Wiltix, who is the tall, dark, and handsome gnome. So when I say tall, I mean tall for a gnome. He's, hairy, mean, and is, getting angrier and angrier as we go along.
Fair.
I think it's me.
It is you.
Hey, I'm Claire. I'm playing Mira, the Dragonborn Sorcerer, half red dragon, half silver dragon. Being in her natural element for the last couple of sessions in the far north, frozen north, and now heading into some political intrigue as well.
Political intrigue indeed.
Political intrigue. Hi guys, I'm Andrew. I'm playing Azure Lightheart, our resident Aasimar Monk, our ass-kicking good guy with a heart of gold. But looking forward to some political intrigue and some espionage. Who knows? I might even keep the lies this time.
Yeah, right.
Maintain secret identities.
Keep up the secrets.
You gotta maintain those secret identities, guys. Keep those secret identities.
That's my mantra today. Be secretive.
Be secretive. I like it. That's good.
All right. Hey guys, I'm Jared. I'm playing the character of Jin, our resident changeling. Currently, I'm actually masquerading now as Rogar Crimson Scale, a Dragonborn sort of paladin, has nice fine robes on at the moment, and just sort of melding in, sort of on a secret mission, I guess, by Talus the White to kill a certain black Dragonborn. So a lot of political intrigue coming. Could be a lot of potential backstabbing. I'm pretty sure it's going to be quite a sort of wild ride.
And I am Michael. I'm playing Talari Flick, the Tabaxi Monk, who is following the path and is going to, I don't know, he's going to lie to someone. It's going to be fun.
At least he knows more about what's going on now.
Exactly, yes. His eyes are a little bit more open. So it's informed consent now, which is good.
Openness.
Instead of just consent.
Alrighty, well, thank you to everyone who's been jumping on board. We did some Valheim streams, Harley, Jared, and I, last week, which was lots of fun. We had a great time with those, so thank you everyone who joined in for those. That's pretty much the only stream we did, was the Valheim one. So if you've been joining us for Valheim, thanks so much.
Hoping there'll be more.
Definitely more Valheim streams.
It's good. It's a good, fun little game.
It is a good, fun little game. Despite Harley and I rampantly cheating last time we played.
Oh, perfect.
we got carried away again, and we just started activating the debug mode. But yeah, we better jump straight back into the adventure. So our journey has been following the escapades of the Tempest Adventuring Guild from the League of Adventurers based in the merchant city of Oxenford. Mira, Azure, Wiltix, Alerian, and Talari have successfully infiltrated the ranks of the cult by killing and impersonating one of their leaders, Born Grey. After travelling through an ancient portal device hidden below Castle Niratar, the group arrived on a snow-covered mountainside. Seeking refuge from the weather at a nearby hunting lodge, the party met with Talus, a leader amongst the cult who was salty about being passed over for a recent promotion. Talus offered the party information to be used to kill her political rival in the cult, a dwarf called Varen, who currently holds a white dragon mask that she wants access to. The party accepted this deal and learnt that the cult was operating out of Skyreach, an ancient flying castle now parked just outside of Parnast, a village nestled in the nearby mountains. The party decided first to take a bit of a rest, heading back to Castle Niratar, and then using Born Grey's study as a rest stop. After Jin, disguised as Born Grey, and Wiltix were called away to assist the castle occupants with a deadly insurrection, Mira, Azure, and Talari travelled to the hunting lodge and learnt from Talus that the guide she had chosen to lead them to Parnast had gone mysteriously missing. After exploring a frozen lake, the group found his corpse under the ice, having been killed by frost spirits, which were then dispatched by some intense fire magic and magic fisting. Meanwhile, Jin and Wiltix were able to calm the violence between the bullywugs and lizards, freeing them to follow the others through the portal. Before stepping through, however, Wiltix informed Jin he had a different task to complete first, and that he would join the others at some later time. With Azure, Mira, Jin, and Talari reunited at the lodge, the group set out, trekking across the mountainside and enjoying the calm serenity of the beautiful landscape. After spending the night in an igloo carved by magic, the party arrived at the outskirts of Parnast village, a giant floating rock with a castle built into the side, hovering above the town and casting a long shadow across it. Now, we are actually not going to be jumping in with those 4 that we had last time. We're actually going to be jumping over to Wiltix. Wiltix, as you stand in the courtyard of Castle Niratar, you hear at the edge of your at the edge of your hearing, you notice this wolf howl off in the distance, this call into the swamp that you are compelled to follow. Turning to Jin, disguised as Borngreen, informing him that you had to go, you head back out into the swamp, through the castle and off into the distance.
I will just say this quickly.
Oh, sorry, yeah, go.
I remember actually hearing that wolf howl too, because I had a very good perception.
You did, yeah, you did hear it.
So interesting. I'll ask some questions about that later, Wiltix.
Oh, okay.
You spend 5-10 minutes heading through the swamp before you reach the edge of a nearby hillock rising from the swamp. The trees on this hillock seem to be fairly bounteous, green, lush trees, leaves sort of decorating the surface. And sitting in amongst these trees, just calmly, is a large white wolf, easily 8-9 feet tall, sitting down, just calmly sitting at spot, sharp yellow eyes focused on you as you sort of basically approach from the tree line. It looks at you, ears sort of up and listening. What would you like to do?
Am I intimidated or scared by the wolf? Or...
That's up to you. I guess it depends how you feel.
Oh, at the moment, I feel like I've seen a few wolves now in visions and whatnot, so I'd probably just walk out through the swamp, and he's noticed me, he's locked eyes with me, is that right?
Yeah, it just seems to be sort of clocking on you.
Walk up and just try and see no other wolves around, just the one sitting up near the tree, or in the trees.
Just, yeah, this giant sort of 8-9 feet tall wolf as it sits just looking at you, snow white fur, as it observes you.
Oh, I'm gonna walk right up to the wolf.
Fantastic.
So,
as you walk up to it, could you make me a perception or investigation check, please?
Investigation. That's a 22.
Very nice. This wolf is partially transparent. It is not fully here. As you get closer, you can start to see the shadows of the trees are actually passing through it. It does not seem to be actually there.
Oh, I'm gonna
spirit.
gonna reach out my hand and gonna touch it.
Your hand passes straight through. There's no sensation at all. The wolf sort of cocks its head to the side as you do this, and a sort of I guess like a chuckling noise sort of escapes its throat. This.
I'm gonna like say hello.
Wiltix, do you not recognize me in this form?
Can't say that I do, but I recognise you now.
Wiltix, you have been doing well in your hunt, but there is more you need to do. The location your companions are heading to, there is a prey aboard that you must vanquish.
Ooh, what is this prey?
A dragon.
Ooh. How am I meant to strike this dragon down? I'm only just a small wolf gnome.
With tooth and claw.
Okay. How will I know which dragon that I'm looking for? I'm travelling with one.
You are traveling with a Dragonborn. This is no mere bipedal offspring. This is a true draconic form. You must face it and vanquish it if you wish to progress, as I require one of its scales.
What's so special about its scales?
Well, you'll have to find it and discover that for yourself.
How will I find you again?
I will find you. I'm always with you, Wiltix.
It's a little bit creepy. I like having my own private time, but
Every
no,
time
okay,
you call
well-
upon my power, I'm with you.
And what do I get in return? Just more, like, do I get more power from you, or?
Of course, that is our arrangement, is it not?
Oh, it is. It is. Okay.
Good.
Is there anything special I should know about this dragon as well? Any way I can help defeat it?
Make me a persuasion check.
Persuasion. I'm good at these.
One.
That's a 1.
Two, rolled a 2, -1 is 1.
Yeah.
If you are worthy, you will discover its weaknesses for yourself.
Alright, so with that, I'm going to nod and I'll start heading back towards the team.
As you sort of turn and walk away, the wolf calls back.
Make sure to taste of its blood.
I won't leave a drop behind.
Good, Wiltix.
And with that, the spirit fades and disappears. Alrighty.
Cool.
As you sort of head back towards the castle, you know your way to the portal. You pass through the portal. As you reach the other side into the snowy landscape, you can see a series of footprints tracking up to a hunting lodge, back down to a frozen lake, back up to a hunting lodge, and then off towards the east. The ones towards the east look to be the most fresh.
Perfect. Alright, we'll follow those fresh tracks.
Perfect. And as you travel through the snow-covered landscape, you are struck with how quiet and beautiful this place is. These pristine snow-covered mountaintops, large pine forests on the border of the tundra. It's very calm, very peaceful. You feel a sense of serenity by being here. As you crest the top of a hill, looking down a large snowdrift, you see your companions standing there. Not too far ahead of you, only a couple of meters or so. It seems that you've been able to catch up during the evening as you've walked through the snow. And you see them standing there, looking out across the town that is stretched out in front of them, and this large floating castle hovering above. And as you guys turn around, you see Wiltix standing at the top of the rise, looking down. Snow probably up to his waist as he sort of is like pushing through it.
Hello.
Ah, it's Gandalf. I mean, Wiltix.
Very nice.
Came at sunrise at dawn. We look to the east.
I
Nice.
see the Lord of the Rings reference is going to be alive again in this one.
Oh, Lord of the Rings references are always live.
It's true.
It's true too.
Love it.
Ah, Wiltix, welcome. You made it.
I did. I'd like you
Why
to follow your
late?
tracks to get here.
Quite right. What by
What
chance?
pulled you away?
Yes, exactly. What he just said.
Oh, well, you know, sometimes I just like to get in touch with my with nature and do a bit of reflection.
Insight check.
All right, go on, make an insight check.
now.
Go on,
I'm gonna
make
do
an
one
insight
as well
check.
because I knew. I'm gonna do one as well because I knew about the wolf howling. I want to see.
19 and
Ooh.
20. Wiltix, did you enjoy the natural beauty as you came over?
I did. I definitely did.
You
the
don't get the
trees
sense that Wiltix is lying, but you suspect there's more to the story.
Yeah.
Any flashes of inspiration come to you about how to tackle this? And I point over my shoulder at the giant floating city.
Fly, you fools.
Oh god.
You already called me Gandalf, so.
Yeah, it's inevitable.
How far up? How far is the floating city from us? Are we just like standing on a ledge? Are we looking out to it, or?
So as you look below, you can see there's a town. Very sort of small, stocky buildings for the most part. A couple of larger buildings. The snow here is very. You're not standing waist deep in snow. I'm sorry. The snow here is almost just lightly speckled. Sorry, you guys actually headed down the slope of a mountain to get here. Retcon that. There's snow markings up to his waist where he'd walked through deep snowdrifts previously. But yeah, so the town laid out in front of you looks to be a rather small settlement. Hovering above it, perhaps, I'd say probably 50, 60 meters up in the air. You can see this giant... Actually, I'll put it up on the screen for guys who are watching the stream and the YouTube. I'll chuck it up on the stream so that you can see it. I'll just... here we go. That should be popping up for you guys now.
Yep.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Basically, a large mountain is hovering in midair and has a castle built into the side of it and on top of it. It is beautiful.
That's so cool.
It's a massive castle.
Is there anyone coming or going from it to the village, like in a craft or a strings or magic?
Yeah, as you have a bit of a look around, you can't see any movement coming from the castle itself. It doesn't look like anyone's sort of coming and going from it. You can see people moving through the village. There are people sort of moving around. It doesn't seem like this is anything, like no one's reacting to this in a way that would indicate they are surprised by it. People are sort of moving around. Occasionally a person will glance up and have a look and carry on. But the shadow cast from this castle, it's covering part like most of the town in this dark shadow.
Are there any like cultists around that we can see there?
Make me a perception check, please. Anyone who wants to do the same can.
I'll help you.
Please, someone, yes.
4 and
3.
26
Oh,
for Talari, natural 20. Perfect. So Mira, what were you looking for?
There were any cultists around that I could see?
No one seems to be dressed in the classic cult robes that you've seen a few times and the armor that is now very distinctive to you. There's no people walking around with these big markings like strapped to their chest. Hard to know. Wiltix, whatever you were looking for, you don't see it. You're probably too distracted by the castle itself, this massive floating object. Just focused on this thing and not really aware of anything else around you. Talari, as you look around, what are you looking for? What's your perception check for?
Well, what he would have been searching for is, he's seen Wiltix come and it's like, okay, cool, he's back. And then just keeping an eye out for things around, just making sure they're not being like shadowed by anything, or also the castle is definitely holding part of his attention too, because it is beautiful.
The castle is very hard to see too much of, because there are these dense fog clouds sort of coming off it. It's very hard to see any detail, but as you have a bit of a look, you start to realize that the stone walls actually look to be possibly stone and ice. Very hard to sort of know specifically what it is. It looks almost like, ice and stone.
Curious.
But it doesn't seem like there is anyone around following you. People haven't spotted you yet. People in town, as they move about, you can't see anyone looking up and pointing at the strangers. But the village that you can see has a few dozen houses, a small square. There's a tavern, a stable, some sort of shrine as you look across. And then, above it is this giant ice and stone castle.
I wonder what the disposition of these town peoples would be, living under a monolith like that.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, I'd like to go check out that shrine, so I'm just going to go walk on into town.
Fantastic. Oh man, I love it. As you can just move yourself forwards. As you start walking through into the town square, which is seemingly built around a well. Oh, perfect. Yeah, you've got control. Perfect. Yeah, the town well. There's a number of people sort of clustered around the well. They seem to be stacking up boxes and things around it, looking around. Wiltix, as you pass this building here, you can see that it is some sort of tavern, potentially. It looks like there is... oh, sorry, not that one. Sorry, that one there is... oh, that's the large shrine. As you walk past it, it's a massive wooden building that seems to combine a number of different altars for different gods. You can see there's a couple of different figures inside, the statues inside the altar house here. What I will do, because you have discovered it,
whoever these people are, it doesn't seem that they're exclusively dragon followers.
Oh, yeah, that's a very good point. But I wonder if these have been here. I mean, can we tell how long these temples have been here?
Oh, make me an investigation or... I'd say history check. Investigation or history.
Investigation. 18.
As you have a bit of a look, you actually recognize one of the statues of the gods inside. It looks to be an old elven god, Anghara, basically an elven deity of spring that has not been worshipped for a very, very, very long time. And what you do notice is that the hands have actually been removed from this statue, whether intentionally or unintentionally. The hands are missing. Yeah, it's very strange.
Just on this statue?
Just on this statue. The others are all intact from the looks of things.
Would I know this? Would I know if this particular god had any, was hands important to this particular god at all, or the religion that the elves followed?
Not specifically, but the elven figure, normally, I think I'd probably say that you've seen a statue of this in the Feywilds, maybe.
Yeah.
Where the religion is still somewhat intact. Definitely hands were still present on that statue. It's a bit odd for them to be absent.
Are there any other elven statues in here? Or in any of the other temples? Or...
Yeah, so actually, as you have a closer look, all of the statues in this shrine here seem to be mostly elven gods, but very old, forgotten elven gods that are no longer worshipped. Gods that there's even a question of whether or not they were gods of this world or gods of the old world that the elves originally came from.
This is very strange. I relate to the group. These elves, elven gods, are very old. There are not many people who would still worship them. Would I know if they're from this world?
You would know they're not. I have
a sense. Okay. These are not elves of our world. This temple is very old.
The temple itself doesn't look that old, and the statues themselves aren't that old either. But the figures that are being represented are. They're not gods of Nostea. They're the old elven gods that the elves used to worship before they came to Nostea and found the new gods here.
And there's some are missing their hand. How weird.
It does seem strange that the arms are missing. Perhaps the statue stole something.
Well, I wonder whether there was anything of value on them.
Maybe we should ask someone.
Well, how long ago? Does it look like it's something that's been broken off recently?
As you have a bit of a closer look, it looks like it's been broken off a while ago. The wood has sort of stained in a very similar fashion around the area.
Well, we're walking into the lands of I look around me just to make sure no one's listening. Of a cult that worships the dragons. The elves have never been friends with the dragons. Especially Tiamat. They may have taken them when they first got here. I can't be certain of the date that they were taken.
Is anyone worshipping? Are there any
No one's in this building. Seems to be mostly deserted. Doesn't look like it's very often visited.
Is it just one big open hall, or is it got...
Yep, exactly
two,
right. It's literally a big open hall with a pathway in one side and a pathway out the other, or vice versa.
No other markings or scripts or anything like that in the building?
No, not that you can see, no. Nothing else of interest here as far as you can tell.
Does it look like the statues themselves, can they be rotated, or...
They look to be... So they're sitting on just a dirt floor. Like you definitely could rotate the statue if you wanted. It'd take a bit of strength, but you could move it, definitely. They're just sitting on a dirt floor. There's no floor to this. It's literally just the walls and the roof. It seems like the weather can come through here fairly easily.
And you said it looks like nothing's been disturbed in there at any time recently.
Definitely not in the last sort of 10-12 hours, you'd say. Looking at it, doesn't look like there's been any sort of disturbance in this room.
Alright, well, do you want to look for some townspeople, or do we want to investigate inside the this hall?
I'm happy to keep going.
Yep.
One mystery at a time.
Sounds good to me.
I think
At
that's
least
a
you
good
have
idea.
questions to ask them.
So what's on the other side of the of that building, that other little one to our...
It looks like a pathway heading over to some fields in the distance that seem to be growing some sort of strange spiky bush with these very light blue berries on them.
Have I seen these berries before?
I would say that you probably have seen these berries before. You would recognize these as cloudberries.
Ooh, are they delicious?
They are delicious.
I'm going to take one.
Yeah, so you walk on through the building, past the other side, pick a berry, put it in your mouth. Delicious. It's this sort of very light... It's almost similar in texture to a raspberry in a way, but this very sort of sweet but slightly tart flavour, almost like a cross between a strawberry and a cranberry.
I think I'm going to eat that one, and then I will fill my pockets with a few more and keep going.
Fantastic. You can add a pocket full of cloudberries to your inventory.
Love it.
What are the rest of you doing?
The head. I can see.
What was that, sorry, Claire?
Is there a man by the fence?
Yeah, there are. There's a whole bunch of people standing by the well that seem to be sort of packing up boxes, looking over the well, like generally just doing some sort of logistics, I would say, in a way. Like they're basically packing things up, moving things around. It looks like there's a very clear purpose to them. And as you guys enter in the town, they look up and don't really seem to acknowledge you and get back to work.
Anyone look like they're in charge?
There is one person who is not doing anything at all. He is just standing and looking over them, and he's just sort of chewing on a length of straw as he watches them work. This one just to the south of the well. He's just sort of looking around, watching them.
Definitely the leader.
Middle management. I'll turn back to the others and say, so how are we going to do this? Need to get up there. Shall I just ask to see the manager?
Well, don't forget, we've got Rogue Scale, who's the leader of our particular band. So I reckon we just go up and tell them who's who.
Wait. Do you think I'm the leader? For all intents and purposes, I'm meant to be just the, I guess, for Born Grey. I guess I'm just sort of his number one man. Doesn't necessarily mean I'm the leader, but if that's what you require, I'm more than happy to help out with that.
I think you can throw your weight around and drop some names. That's always good.
Right. Well, let's approach them then.
Alrighty. Yeah, absolutely. As you guys walk towards the group, clearly making an attempt to like, approach these guys and speak to them, the guy who's over here, just sort of chewing on that length of straw, suddenly immediately gets back and begins like picking up boxes, and the others look over at him and then glance back to you. It seems like he hadn't clocked you guys before. Now that he's being observed, he's quickly getting back to work. One of the men working sort of looks over, steps forward and goes, can I help you? Is there something I could be of assistance with?
We've been sent by Born Grey. We need to get up to the castle. Point us in the right direction.
Well, you better chat to Captain Othelston. I think I'm not. I don't know if this Born Grey. You better speak to the captain. I'll just quickly send. I'll just go. I'll be right back. And he rushes off, heading towards the south.
So as he rushes off, I sort of turn to Azure. I'm like, don't know if Born Grey's name will have as much weight. Maybe tell us, potentially.
I didn't want to bring her name up just yet.
Well, that's fair.
She wants to be kept out of this, I think.
Well, even better. Let's not mention her name at all.
No, so she doesn't want her name connected in any way with this this assassination, if that's what we end up doing. But if we do want to put her name around, well, so
Serious club.
After only a
What was
few
that?
minutes, as you guys talk. Oh, sorry. Yeah, go.
Oh, I didn't hear what Azure said. Sorry.
I just said if we want to get her name around, let's hit the pubs.
Could be a good time to go to the pub.
To the tavern.
To the tavern. After a few moments, the guard and another figure begin heading towards you. The man who accompanies this guard back, I should be able to put up on screen for you guys to see a picture of, I think. Let me double check. Let's have a look. There we go. Perfect.
Oh, hello.
Don't read any of that. It's just the picture. I sent the wrong one.
Okay,
Don't
read
read it.
any of that.
It's so for podcast listeners. Sorry, that's the wrong one. For podcast listeners, a man with dark skin and a number of scars across his face steps up, dressed in plate armor, and looks over the lot of you.
Right, well, how may I be of assistance? My guard here, and he points to the man. Get back to work. Sorry, sir, right. My guard here tells me that you were sent by, was it Born Grey?
Quite right.
That's right.
For what purpose?
Yes, we've been sent from Born Grey's castle. We passed through the portal, and then we've been sent here. And I sort of lean in, look around quickly, as if there's to make sure no one's around. We're here to check on and make sure that the horde gets to where it needs to go.
I'd like you to make me a persuasion check, please. Just a flat persuasion, no advantage, no disadvantage. 17.
I rolled a 7, by the way.
I know, plus 10, nuts. The captain looks over and goes,
Right, well, you better come with me. We have a little bit to discuss before I send you up to Skyreach. Come, follow me.
Of course.
heading down towards the south.
Lead the way.
Yes, with me.
And he leads you down towards a tavern. And the tavern that he leads you to, I'll read it out a little bit for you so you get a bit of a description of it. A yellow tankard hangs over the door of this rustic tavern. And as you step inside, you can see the place is somewhat mismatching the lovely yellow tavern, the lovely yellow sign outside. It is short on all sorts of cheer. It is quiet and very subdued, the atmosphere in here. As you enter, a tall, heavy-set man looks over, sees that you're with this captain, and gestures to a private booth over towards the side. You guys can step on in. I'll move you in. There you go.
Cool.
Perfect.
Right, come, sit with me. So, old Born Grey sent you to check up on the horde. What is his concern? We are still awaiting a number of deliveries from him. There are still 3 more to come. Are you here to explain their absence, or...
Well, if I'm being honest, we've had some mishaps. There was a rebellion at the castle between the Bollywogs and the Lizard Men. It has made the other parcels slow going. But even more pressing, and why we've been sent ahead, we've heard that the castle, Skyreach, might very well be infiltrated by spies of the enemy.
Well, that is terrible news. I mean, the fact that there's been some sort of rebellion, you say, that is not a compliment to Born Grey's leadership skills. If he's allowed his troops and soldiers to get that out of line, well, he spits on the floor. Perhaps he deserves to be replaced in the chain of command. I know I would volunteer for the duty in a heartbeat.
Well, look, I can't really say yes or no to that. I've served him very well. But yes, I will admit, the Civil War rebellion is definitely a bit of a mark against his name.
Well, if Born Grey has sent you on ahead, then I suppose there's no reason to keep you in the village any longer, unless you were looking to resupply. The castle is going to be leaving within the next few hours. You have just made it on time.
That's great news indeed.
Yes, now that we have most of what we need, we will have to source the remaining items from somewhere else. It's too late. I was going to send a messenger to Born Grey, but perhaps one of you could run back to him. Surely not all of you are needed on the castle.
Ooh.
I can run very fast if need to be.
Do you think you could run back there and potentially get back before the castle leaves?
I will say
When
right
is the
now,
castle
you know
supposed-
for a fact you cannot.
When is the castle supposed to leave?
In the next few hours.
And how far am I to run?
So it took you guys a day and a bit to get here from
Oh shit.
the hunting lodge.
Perhaps even I cannot make that distance just yet.
Look, I personally think, for the mission at hand, from what I heard, Born Grey said it was quite severe. I think we need all of these capable people right here to thwart the spies. Potentially, maybe we could. Is there anyone that is expendable that you could send to Born Grey?
Oh, yes, sure. Fine. Very well.
I apologize.
It's not your fault. I wouldn't have to be in this position if it wasn't bloody Born Grey. Right, well, you better head on up then. If you head to the base, one of the mages can teleport you up.
Thank you.
Is this
By
your
the way-
first time on Skyreach?
That it is. I don't think I never actually said my name. Rogar Crimson Scale at your service.
Regards. Nice to meet you. I am Captain Othelston.
Well, I look forward to a lot more discussions.
Captain,
Well, I'm going to be remaining here, so if you're heading on the ship, then I probably won't be seeing you again.
Well, that is most unfortunate.
Yes, mistress. It looks towards you, Mira.
great. How long is the airship expected to be in the sky for this time?
It never
Before-
lands. What are you talking about? It never.
Before, before docking at the next place.
Are you talking about the castle or the airship used to transport goods to the castle? The castle never lands, obviously. The airships that we use to transport items to and from, well, obviously they have to land.
But it doesn't move, the castle.
Well, yes, of course it does.
He turns back towards you, Jin.
I'm sorry, is this her first time? Like, what is this?
Yes.
Did they not provide a briefing to your team? Have you not provided a briefing to your team?
I look at her. I did. Unfortunately, well, when I was actually saying about these people are, not expendable, I might have to rethink that. I just sort of start laughing, and that's an attempt at a joke.
He raises an eyebrow, and the troubled expression on his face fades away, and he relaxes again.
Right. Well.
Sorry, Mira. That's out of character.
Obviously, the castle moves slowly, but it does move. It is a sky castle, built by cloud giants originally.
When's the next ship to go back from the castle?
Well, I was going to wait another hour and then send the ship back without any goods if they had not arrived in the next hour, but I understand that if there is no more shipment coming, if you are the last people, I guess you could board the airship now and head up. The castle could take off immediately. We were just waiting for the last few shipments to come through, but there's no one behind you bringing any more goods?
No, unfortunately not.
Well, then there's no reason for the castle to stick around. You can take that message up to them yourself.
Perfect.
Eyes off when they're up there. Just so no one gets in and no one gets out.
Absolutely. Well, in that case, I'll summon the ship. They can take you up to the castle right away.
Thank you, Captain.
Not a problem, soldier.
And with that, he steps back outside the tavern, brings you back to the main square, tells you to wait, and then he goes off. 5-10 minutes later, emerging from over the tops of the buildings, a skyship, about 15 feet long, a very small, almost, like I said, like a sky brig, emerges from the tops of the trees. Sails, rather than being on the top of the bow, arranged on either side like large canvas wings to catch the wind. And as the ship sort of pulls up and stops, the large sails are pulled in, almost like folding up of the wings, and a rope is dropped down over the side. You can see on board a blue-skinned face looks over the side. Hair, this beautiful white colour, and it seems to almost be moving in wisps, almost like cloud itself. And as the figure looks over, you hear this voice call out, "Right then, all aboard!"
Cool. Well, while we're waiting, also Talari would have definitely said after he stepped away, being like, "Just for the record, I am pretty sure I could have made that run, but it does not matter. It is fine."
Never doubted you for a second.
Thank you, my friend.
I think. I mean, that was quite a long walk.
Yes, but I am quite a sprightly cat.
He's sprightly.
Quite right.
So sprightly.
The rope ladder sort of moves about and waits at the bottom, sort of hold it in place. You can see this blue-skinned face looking over. Right, okay, all aboard.
Know
All right,
what
then.
race that is? Would Mira know?
You would recognize it as a
They're not-
Ganassi, an air
Yeah,
Ganassi.
they're not very common to Nostea, are they? Or
They're generally pretty localized. They tended to not travel too far from their locations. They've got a city and an area of Oshia down towards the south called the Elemental State. So technically part of Oshia politically, but it is its own government. They just sort of obey the laws, the general laws of Oshia, the Oshian Empire. They tend to be quite insular, the Ganassi. They tend to stick to their own.
Cool. All right. Well, with that, I'll climb the ladder.
The ladder jiggles under your weight. You climb up the only 5-10 meters to the top and pull yourselves over the deck. As you reach the top, a blue hand is held out in greeting and helps pull you up. All right, there you go. Great. Okay. Wonderful. Hello. Lovely to meet you all.
What?
Well, miss.
I'm Twist.
What is your name? You beat me to the punchline, it seems.
Sorry, I sometimes speak a bit fast. People get a bit confused. I'm Twist.
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 Well met,
Twist.
Twist.
Welcome aboard. Up to the castle? Skyreach? Yes? Yes? Yes?
Yes, this is where we're headed. Quite an
Fantastic.
interesting name you have there, though.
Twist? No, my father's called Twist. My grandfather was called Twist.
Yes, but why?
Oh, it's just a family name. It's been passed down through generations.
Like Twisters?
What's your name?
Rogar Crimson Scale.
Yeah,
Lovely
where
to
does
make
that
your
name?
acquaintance.
Where does that name come from? Rogar.
It was passed down. Funnily enough,
Hated
my father.
His family hated rowing, and they were like, row,
He laughs. He laughs very warmly. That and goes, "Oh, good. You've got a sense of humor. Not everyone does who boards the boat. Some of these pilots, so serious. Some of these people who get on board. So nice to have
I have a
bit of a laugh.
I have a look at the people that are currently on board.
No
How do
one,
they
just
feel
him.
about
There's
that?
no one. It's just him. The ship is empty.
Okay.
It is
Okay,
literally just
fair
him.
enough.
Mm.
Cool.
Been ferrying goods and people all, gosh, for months now. My commission's going to be great. I hope.
Twist, how is it you pilot the ship all by yourself?
Oh, that's easy. Watch this. He runs up to the deck, pulls a lever, and the sails open. And then holding two hands out, he conjures these gusts of wind that then begin to propel the ship. Really, the only thing I need to do is keep it aloft, and then I just push the air where I need it to go. Like, everyone else has to spend so much money on fuel, but I just have to go...
That is remarkable.
Yeah, I'm amazed more Ganassi don't become pilots. We make a killing. Like,
Wait.
most of my stuff is on fuel. These suckers don't even know that I don't need fuel.
So, what do Air Ganassi normally do if not pilots?
Oh, I don't know. The boring ones stay home.
Oh, that
Read
does sound boring.
books, eat food, don't die. Boring.
It's a very low bar to set. Don't die.
I know. That's what I mean, right? Gotta live.
Surely it should
Not
just
dying's
be
not
like,
enough.
you just like to live. Probably a better way to look at it.
Yeah, exactly. That's look. You get my sense of life, mate. That's it.
They
You just
don't
gotta
call me
live.
Storm Blessed for nothing.
Oh, Stormblessed. Did you get struck by lightning? Because if they called you Stormblessed because of that, I think they were being polite to make you feel better about being struck by lightning. It's actually super unlucky.
Well, apparently. No,
So you
I
have
was
been
not
struck
struck
by
by
lightning.
lightning. I danced through lightning.
Oh, that's. I
Not
mean,
touched once.
that's really cool. Look, I got to give you props, Stormblessed. That's cool. So, were you called Stormblessed after this or before this? Because if your parents called you that, that's pretty fucking prescient.
I actually
was.
think that name was passed down from his father.
Oh yeah, exactly. See, look, Twist is super normal compared to that, and Rogar.
Well, Rogar's a very strong name.
So's Twist.
Twist is a great name.
Yeah, exactly. See, he gets it.
Very metaphysical.
Yeah, sure. I don't know what that means, but yeah, absolutely. Why not? Right, sorry, I should be taking you up to the ship. Sorry, I get so easily distracted. This is why I keep losing parts of my bonus. Do you want to take a seat? You can stand, sit. Just make sure there's an even number of you guys distributed on either side of the ship. If you all lean over the side on that way, you might capsize us. Now, by capsize, I mean tip everyone out. Not a problem for me, I can just levitate, but for you guys, that might be a problem.
A little bit. Just a tad.
Yeah, I haven't got any life jackets, sorry. I threw them overboard.
Why?
Well, they were purple. The ship's orange. It was terrible. It was an awful clash of colours.
Oh, fuck.
Has a small heart attack.
I'm just gonna shake my head at that and just sit down.
Yeah, good call. Sitting down's probably the best way to go, to be honest. Cool. All right, let's get going, guys. Take a seat. Let me guide you to the castle. Now, I could do a quick tour of the village while we head on over. Let me point out some of the sights. There's a building there. That's a pretty boring building. There's another building there. That's also pretty boring. There's some fields, also pretty boring. And there's the well. Oh, you've seen the well. That's where I picked you up from. That's kind of the village. That's it. How was the tour?
What about that church over there? What is the story on that one?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's a long one, but essentially, it's pretty boring. I'll be honest, I don't really know much about that. I've never actually walked through the village. I've only ever seen it from above. I can tell you about the roof. It's a nice solid wood. Looks pretty sturdy. There's a dead pigeon up on one of the awnings on the left-hand side. If you have a look just there, and he leans over and points, you can in fact, if you look, you can in fact see a dead pigeon.
That. It has been hours since I've eaten.
Oh mate, I could bring you around and we could try lassoing it. Sorry, no, we're in a rush. Aren't you? Are you in a rush?
That we are, because the castle will leave very shortly.
Oh
Yes,
no, they said
we have a
it'd be a
timetable.
couple of hours.
Well, that was under the assumption of a certain arrival that is now not happening.
Oh shit. Okay, great. Yeah, better get you there right away then. Are you? Oh, you're the ones telling them that it's not arriving. Oh, see, look, you've practiced on me. You've told me. Look, you guys have got this. You can fulfill that job easy peasy. Let me take you up.
Is there a mast on this ship?
No
That would be
mast.
No, it's on the sides, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly right. No mast. The whole top deck is completely clear and free, and it's the
Yes,
sides
no
that have
mast.
these.
And there's no life jackets.
Yes.
Alright, well,
it doesn't look like there's an anchor either, as you have a bit of a look across the deck.
Does it have a bow spike?
It has a giant hook attached to a rope at the front that appears to be locked into some metal loops. It looks like it's deployed to try and anchor it to surfaces, like a grappling hook, basically.
Well, Talari will sit himself at the bow of the ship then, watching out.
Nice, very nice.
Nice and indecent.
So what are you guys doing before I take you guys across to Skyreach, before we wrap up with Twist? Is there anything you guys are doing specifically? Is there anything you wanted to do while you're here?
I'm going to enjoy the being up here in the open air. I'll be meditating.
Absolutely.
I kind of get into cross my legs and I sit on the deck, and I stretch my wings, as it were, and go deep into some meditation.
Very nice. Wiltix?
I'll just have a bit of a walk around the ship, just looking at everything, just taking it all in on our trip.
Yeah, absolutely. And Mira?
I guess I'll just be trying to figure out all the different opportunities, all the different possibilities that we'll be doing. I don't know, trying to game it out, to make some mind map, maybe.
Absolutely. And we know what you are doing, Talari. What about you, Azure? Oh, you're meditating? That's everyone. Perfect. We know what everyone's doing.
Meditating.
Hold on. I haven't.
Oh, Jin,
No.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, good. I'll get the. I'm gonna get my my notebook out, my sketchbook, and I'm gonna sketch Captain Othelstan, or whatever. How do you say his name?
I will be nice. It is Captain Othelstan. Othelstan.
Yes, I'll be sketching him, because who knows, he might come in handy. I don't know. So I'll just sketch him for now.
I think it may come in handy.
So yeah.
Yeah. The ship only takes 5-10 minutes, passing through a steep fog bank as it rises up, and then emerging next to the castle. The ship docks alongside what looks to be a lower courtyard, a large open area, aligning itself with basically an entire yeah, I'm going to bring you guys across so you can see how big this is. But basically, an entire castle courtyard, clearly designed for giants. Everything here is massive in scale, far bigger than you are. As you are lowered down and placed, as the ship sort of like ties in and docks, a gangplank is lowered and pushed onto the side, and you are able to step off. Right, so I've got to go park the ship underneath. I might catch up with you guys later then.
When will you be leaving?
Leaving? What do you
Captain?
mean? Oh, captain? Oh no, I'm not a captain. Thank you. I guess I'm a captain. I've got a ship. Nah, look, I'm just one of the porters. I just transport stuff. I'm just going to be parking up underneath, and then I'll be back. And I don't know what I'll do. Might have a kip, a bit of a rest.
Well, maybe we could
pretty tired.
catch up with you later, potentially. Where would we find you?
Oh, probably the mess hall for dinner, if you're heading down that way.
Nice.
Yeah, great. Well, thanks for being such a lovely crew. Just being lovely passengers. I'll see you all later.
Be safe on your travels, my friend.
Yeah,
May
you too.
May the winds guide you.
Oh, I
And
guide
with
the
you
winds,
always.
to be honest. But yeah, thanks, man.
You're welcome.
With that, he detaches the hook holding the ship in place, pulls up the gangplank, and the ship drops out of sight underneath the castle. You can now see the large lower courtyard is open to you. It is deserted for the moment. There doesn't seem to be anyone else here.
Wow, it is huge.
It's big.
I just want to make sure that our cloaks are all in order. Can I just
Yes.
do a quick check?
Yeah. As you sort of pat down and check, your cloak seems to be in good nick. There's no tears or missing threads. It is draped around you, the grey hood up.
Amazing. Everyone else's looks good.
Absolutely.
This nice fluffy coat I got. I think it looks fine.
The fluffy coat suits you.
Why, thank you.
You're welcome.
Like a cat wearing a
Another
like
cat.
a parka.
It's like the musical Cats. I'm thinking.
Oh,
No.
Maybe not that
We
disturbing.
do not talk of that abomination.
Yeah. I'm talking about the musical, not the movie they made.
Ah, right. You can be. Yeah.
Less of an abomination, but still not great. But yeah, large open courtyard. Nothing that you can see for the moment. These large castle towers located at key positions around the courtyard. You can sort of occasionally catch glimpses of these large pale yellow heads over the top. These bald pale yellow heads are very occasionally sort of moving in and out of view. But that's about it that you can see on these towers. That's all you can see here for the moment.
so just behind us is that's the ledge, isn't it? That's like back
It
down.
is. Yeah, I can probably just do that, and you can probably see. Oops.
Yeah,
No.
okay.
You get the gist.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Cool.
That's better. There you go. Now it looks more like a ledge. That's not a
What
ledge.
time of day is it?
It's still mid morning at the very latest. It could because you guys slept in the igloo and then headed on over after that. It's only mid morning at the very very latest.
Okay. All right, team. What do we do?
Shall we try and find Galvin?
Find who?
How? Galvin?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I think we might need to head up to the more important parts of the castle.
Yes, maybe the tallest spire. That's where I assume someone with that much power would reside.
Sense. So are we trying to go unseen or are we trying to blend in?
Well,
Not
that
sure.
depends what we want to do. Are we going to talk to him first?
That's a very good question. You could go a bunch of different ways.
Yes. Perhaps this conversation would be better suited for an enclosed area, not this outdoor place.
I agree. Maybe we find a mess hall or a pub or something. I'm sure there'd be something. Let's find out some information.
That is not a bad idea. Actually, wait one moment. Can I just wander over here and just check if this door's open?
It is unlocked.
Okay, I wonder. Looks like we have an open door over there. We could possibly even just head inside and wait for a couple minutes while we study and everything out before heading out.
Quick question, Owen.
Yeah.
Is this Castle Skyreach, is this only available to the cults? Or is it also open to the public and the cult are just sort of like there?
I would say that reading through the documents that you found in Born Grey's possession, the cult own this castle. They basically discovered it, hidden away, basically like tethered to the side of one of the mountains, clouded in mist. It had been deliberately hidden with magic. They managed to discover it, not sure how, and they have taken over. It is theirs now, completely.
Okay. So this is all cult.
Yeah.
Cool.
We are right in the heart of it.
We are in the belly of the beast.
Well, let's get off the street, shall we?
I think a tavern would be a good call. We need to ground our feet somewhere. We're literally in the dark here. We don't know anything about the castle and the layout realistically.
It's very true.
Oh, anything in the...
I will poke my head in. I do so.
As you look in, you see a long stone corridor, a door off towards the north, and some sort of door in the far northeast. What looks maybe a corridor heading down towards the south from where you're looking.
I'll pull my head back out again. Well, it looks like we have a corridor, my friends. It is not a room like I was hoping, but alas.
Is there anyone watching? Is there anyone around? Where is it?
No,
All the
it
people?
doesn't seem to be anyone in the large courtyard. It seems to be fairly deserted. Azure, perfect.
All right.
As you step in Azure, standing at the end of the corridor towards the south, as you sort of come on in Azure, you can see two kobolds standing guard, basically just like looking out, not really doing much of anything, just down here. And as you sort of walk over, they sort of clock you, look, nod, and keep sort of like looking around, holding these very shitty looking spears, just existing. Looking like they're guarding this area towards the south here.
Okay. I'm gonna knock on this door.
Yeah, as you knock on the door, there's silence for a few seconds, and then you hear a voice call out, "Yes? Who is it?"
It's Kaladin Stormblessed.
Who?
Is that you, Roger?
No,
What?
this is Wrath. I think you have the wrong room. Bother me no more.
Is the door open? Can I see it?
You want to try and peek through the keyhole? Make me a perception check, please.
I love this.
10. As you look through the keyhole, all you can see are red robes right in front of your eye, as it looks like there's a figure right up against the door. Yeah, you can't see anything else in the room. The robes are blocking the way.
What? Sorry, what did you say his name was?
He said his name was Wrath.
Wrath. Wrath. I'm sorry to disturb you. I was looking for a man named Roger. You haven't seen him around?
I have
He told
no
me
idea.
to come down this way.
I have no
apologize.
idea who that is.
I'm new to the castle and it's just getting my bearings. Is this the East Wing?
Yes.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, he must
Well,
be around here somewhere.
the northeast wing.
That's probably where I'm wrong. Sorry to disturb you, friend.
You're probably looking for one of the lower chambers. This is where people of some distinguished character reside.
Oh, my friend. Well, you haven't met me yet. How do you know I don't have a distinguished character?
You hear a sigh and a click, and the door swings open. Inside the room, hang on, let me read this out and you might change your mind about how happy you are. Hundreds of horse skulls are nailed to the ceiling and cover it entirely. Thick carpets cover the floor, desks, chairs, lecterns everywhere, some covered in books and scrolls, others with potion vials, bits of meat and fur, and various other unidentifiable objects. 4 hulking gargoyles stand in the room at various points, unmoving.
You got a lovely abode.
Who are you?
Oh, as I said, I'm Kaladin Stormblessed. New to the castle, just getting my bearings.
I didn't ask your name, I asked who you are. Never mind, I shall find out for myself soon enough. And he reaches forward to pluck a hair from your head.
I move as swiftly as I can.
Monk that away.
It's just a little hair. Why do you resist me? Yeah, you duck underneath his very slow, feeble attempts to grab your hair. The figure in front of you I should describe as well. An older gentleman dressed in red robes that have a very, almost like an armor-like property to them. Large red cuffed collar, bald head shaved, with a very distinctive eye symbol tattooed on his forehead. Holding a long quarterstaff, this figure is very striking. Azure, could you please make me a history check? Mira, you've already identified a red wizard before. This is a red wizard. 18. This is a red wizard of the Thay. Red wizards have been involved.
Of the Thay?
Of the Thay. Thay.
Oh, the Thay. Okay.
No, all good. Red wizards are historically in Nostea bad news.
Yeah.
Bad news. They are.
She's not a doctor. This guy's still.
They have owed allegiance to slavers, demon worshippers, and arcane experimenters. They have dedicated themselves to creating a nation of undeath. They are dedicated to creating undead, and their ultimate goal, red wizards ultimately try and turn themselves into liches. Bad. What?
Sorry, friend. I do not like people touching me. It's just, bit of an OCD character. Just don't like people touching me.
Go and
These hairs were meant to
else.
stay on my head. Well, like I said, I apologize for knocking on the wrong
you
door.
keep
I was just
apologizing,
looking for Roger.
but your actions do not speak of one who is sufficiently chastised. Perhaps I should add your skull to my collection. He looks up at the ceiling and looks back at you. Not quite the right shape, but I'm sure we could find room.
I'll come up to Azure and go, there you are.
Now that
Let's
skull would be a
keep
bit
going.
closer in shape.
Come along, let's go. I'll just drag him away. Don't disturb the nice man. Let's go.
I'm not nice.
I just said I was looking for Roger. This guy rat.
Yes. No, not here.
No, definitely not here. Roger's much better looking, I suppose.
That's right.
Ooh,
that's
God.
right. Have you taken your
As you
medicines
say
today?
that, he frowns, points at you. Can I have you make me a Constitution saving throw, please, as well?
He's intoxicated. No, never mind.
15. You just resist. Oh my god. As he points at you, you feel some strange force within you pulling at you, trying to force you to do something, to act in a way that you don't wish to, but you resist. He seems very annoyed at this. This frown crosses his face, brows furrowing, mouth pulled into a thin, pale-lipped smile. As he slams the door with a click of his fingers, disappears from view behind it.
I slowly walk back to. I'm like walking back to everyone with like a smile on my face. Well, let's not knock on that door again.
That was very smoothly done, my friend. You learned much.
Well, I know that this castle's full of some interesting characters.
You also learned that this is the place where the upper echelon is. You also learned that we are on the northwest side of the castle.
Actually, I should add, while this was going on, Wiltix, you can see the kobolds from where you are. When Azure went and knocked on the door, one of the kobolds nudged the other kobold, pulled out some coins, pointed, and proffed the coins and whispered under its breath,
Oh, what do you reckon? Do you reckon this one will get killed? Yeah, right, I reckon I could match you. 2 silver? Yeah, 2 silver.
and they begin like betting on whether or not you're about to be murdered, Azure.
Do I hear that?
No. This is just Wiltix. Probably mostly Wiltix sees this from where he's positioned.
yeah.
Mira, you stepped up.
Can I make a perception check though to see if I did hear it? Because there's something that I want to do.
17. I'd say because while they're talking, this is as you're like talking to Wrath. As you come back, you see that you see one of them hand over coins, silver coins, with a big toothy grin on its face, while the other one looks disappointed and looks at you in disgust and then looks away. I'd say is what you see.
Okay.
But yeah,
I give the one that has coins in hand a bit of a wig.
Oh, it gives you a thumbs up.
Yeah, well done. 2 silver, fuck yeah.
Okay, shall we try door number 2?
I've already taken one for the team this time.
All right. I will see what I can do.
Monks, honestly.
First, I'll go back to this one, and first I'll listen at the door.
Make your perception check or investigation.
While this is happening quickly,
Yeah.
I'm going to keep watching these guys to see if they have a reaction to him, to Talari going to that door.
No reaction at all. They seem very bored. As soon as you guys walked away from the room of Wrath, they've gone back to just very casually standing around, looking very bored.
Okay.
Actually, one of them I would say looks very bored and disappointed. One of them looks absolutely fucking stoked. Big smile, like jiggling his coin pouch next to the other one and like cackling every so often, just being a real dick about it. Talari, a 9 for perception. As you listen to the door, all you can hear is the sound of wind moving through what seems like, to your ears, maybe some sort of opening or window on the other side. You can hear the sound of wind moving through, but apart from that, no other noise from inside this room. It's completely silent.
I will knock on the door.
Only silence greets your ears.
I will try to open the door.
The door opens. As you look into the room, you see a large bed, a few chests of drawers, some bookshelves, what looks like a very nice room, just set up on the inside. Just a nice looking room.
Well, I look back at Azure with slight disappointment. Like, there's no one in this one.
I should add, there's actually no. I would say there's no personal effects. This room seems very. It's literally what you would need to stay in a location. There's no personal stuff. There's no items in here that would belong to someone. Do you want to make me an insight check, Talari? And Azure, you can make one too if you'd like.
I'll help.
22 Azure. And 20 Talari. Yeah, you both get the feeling this is some sort of guest room, maybe guest accommodation for visiting dignitaries or people of import arriving at the castle. It seems to be quite well furnished and well maintained, but no one seems to be living in there.
I kind of nudge Talari and I think this is a room for us.
Yes, but one can always hope. All right. Looks like we've got a clean one, friends.
Just for the moment, anyway.
Yes.
Wait, do we actually want to be right next to that, the red sort of wizardy guy?
I think his personality is keeping this room empty.
It won't be for long.
Has Wiltix left us?
No, I'm floating around. I was going to go chat to the kobolds after we check out the room, but
Okay.
You can definitely do that.
Yeah, feel free.
Yeah, as you have a look around the room, seems to be well furnished. No personal effects. Doesn't seem like anyone's staying in here at the moment, from what you can tell. There's nothing here.
Can I check the desk for, like, I don't know, a map?
Yeah, as you have a bit of a look over the desk, it seems there's nothing here. Just a small folded towel.
Oh, there's not a guest book.
Doesn't look like it.
What are those welcome packs?
Little mint on the
seem-
pillow.
Tour guide.
No mint on the pillow, unfortunately. Sorry, guys.
Oh, what kind of service are they running here?
Obviously, not a
will-
better
I will-
breakfast.
Not to be telling my friends about this place.
They're getting a terrible review on Yelp.
Absolutely. Also, I'm gonna close the door as well behind us.
Yeah, smart.
Close the door.
Mira, are you able to use your wonderful powers and seal the bottom of the door, or seal around the door with pressurized air so that no one can hear us talk?
I'll get my flask and shape water, so it's all ice.
Nice.
Ice the door.
You ice the door.
Very nice.
Okay, so what's our plan? Now that we're here.
Now that we're here, it's time to plan.
Well, like we were saying, there's so many ways we can take this. We can,
Wiltix, you missed our last brainstorming session, but we have a few options.
Mira brings out the mind map. Color-coded and tabbed.
Nice.
Yeah.
We need to. We've been asked or tasked to remove this the dwarf with the white mask for but there's whether we lower ourselves to assassination. I don't know, but
It's more how we can take advantage of this situation. We
well,
can
that's
down
right.
The
That's
highest powers, potentially.
Effectively, with her in charge of the white mask, we could get our friend Rogar Crimson Scale into power and
Or Greyborn, she was talking to
Well,
Greyborn.
it was Greyborn. It was Greyborn. I'm just trying not to say, his name.
Wait a sec. Isn't it a black mask?
yes,
Tell us the white mask.
yes, that's right. So tell us about
Okay.
the white mask. You have the black mask,
Oh, perfect.
and then I mean, what's to stop all of us taking a mask? Once we have power over this whole cult, we bring it down, bring the inside out.
Well, Rezimir has Black Mask. Now
Yes,
this is the one that we are been asked to take care of. And it's no mean feat. Either
The other
we
thing
get-
is, who says that Talus needs to take the white mask?
well, but I assume she's the next in line.
Well, I mean, she doesn't have to be here physically when we have Jin.
How is the
That's
mask
true.
transferred? Is it a physical object or is it just a position that holds with it power?
I honestly don't know. Mira, do you have any idea?
I think I saw one, didn't I?
Saw a mask.
The black.
You have seen,
Haven't we seen-
you've seen a black dragonborn, Rezmir, who had some sort of black
Rezmir?
mask strapped to their belt. Yeah. Not black mask. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, black mask. Yeah, black mask for Rezmir. Yeah.
It was, yeah, Rezimir, yeah. Yeah, we've seen Rezimir, yeah.
Very early on.
Yeah. Way back in.
Was that Rezmir?
It was way back in
After
the village.
Green Nest.
Green Nest. Yeah, just after Green Nest.
That's right. He was in the command tent.
That's right.
That's right.
So is this dwarf fellow meant to be on this?
Yes, he's here somewhere.
Yes. And our option is to kill him? Or
Or make him disappear.
make him disappear, yes.
Or to tell him.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know how that's going to get us any help.
Well, I mean, chaos would create chaos.
It
Well-
would create a big faction between the leaders of this cult. It already sounds like we've got Rezimir on the one hand, who sounds like an absolute zealot, and then we have Talus on the other hand, just looking to get ahead with her own power.
If I had to if I had to, I suppose we think about this like a chess game.
Yes,
If,
well,
if
black
the
and white.
if the dwarf was to fall, and then Talus was to magically appear, and then try to remove the black from power, I mean, we could really start a civil war.
Absolutely. Which could be just as destructive as a war amongst the outside.
But I
Join
think our
from
first
within.
task, yes, they can't bring Tiamat back if they're broken.
Mm.
But I mean, there must be a way to truly seal Tiamat away forever.
Well, I'm once again, I'm not sure how this works, but do the masks have anything to do with releasing her? Because if we were able to abscond with one of them and blame it on somebody else, start a war, and this goes on, but we still hold what could be a key. I don't know if that works like that.
I don't
I'm
know.
not sure. I think the horde is the more important part.
They need a horde and they need a sacrifice.
Yes, which I'm assuming is one of the dragons.
Maybe they talked about a blood sacrifice, which I think was, well, me.
Ah, that's right. Well, Mira, you can't. Must keep that cloak on.
Yes, no, I'm really trying to be.
Wait. Why do you think you're the one that is meant to be sacrificed?
They want my blood. They want a blood sacrifice. They want something about me. I don't really know. I have a genetic thing. It's nothing.
Is it the same reason you have two colors?
Yes, something about that.
Has that come up before?
That has come up, yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
How early is that though? Like being mentioned?
It was a while ago you last heard that mentioned.
It was a
Yeah,
long time
probably. I mean, in game it's only been like probably a couple of days since that was mentioned, but for us it's been a while. Probably would have been last year for us.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, a couple of days ago. Maybe let's say a week tops.
Okay.
But don't worry about that side of things. What about this? Do we kill Galvin, blame Talus, start a war, run away with a mask?
Or see if he's more agreeable to us than what the other person is.
It's also a good plan. Maybe we could talk to him first. If that doesn't work out, strike.
Yeah,
Might
if
be
that
a
doesn't
way
work
to
out,
get it.
I'll steal his mask, and gnomes and dwarves are about the same size.
That is true.
But I thought the idea was to make it seem like Talus was the one who machinated this assassination.
He left his wife.
I think that would
I'm not really
be on the person having the conversation.
afraid of the future with me or otherwise.
If someone is talking to him and wants to implicate her,
Yes.
the person that is talking should accidentally, on purpose, drop a name, perhaps. We've done it so many times, we've got a lot of practice doing that.
Ouch.
Hey, it was me too.
So you're saying we should just be honest?
Yes.
I mean, that is one.
And so you talk to him.
You're
That's a
right,
great idea. I like that. That's a really good idea, Talari. I've had the
I think-
training, Azure. I've been in this situation many times. The best
to
people
tell
in
that.
politics are the most honest.
Oh, I could be honest.
I know. They would eat
but
you alive.
It
Anyway,
is a long way down. Well, I think our first mission needs to be just let's scout this castle out. Let's find out where everything is. Because if we really want to make an impact here, we need to know what's going on.
Are there any windows in this room?
Yeah, 2 windows looking out. That's what you guys are looking through right now.
we also need an escape plan.
We do. I had a thought on that. We just made a friend with a ship.
We need to find the mess hall. It's like Die Hard, the limo driver waiting down in the car park. That's what we're doing. Yeah. Wiltix, what do you see?
Well, I was just going to say, we can just ask one of the kobolds very nicely to, give us a bit of a layout of the city.
That's not a bad idea.
Yes.
Kobolds are very stupid.
Yes, and also perhaps we could find out from them if there is any security in place for if one of them falls over the side.
Maybe that's a job for Rogar. Oh, because you're a Dragonborn at the moment, aren't you?
I am, yes.
So maybe that's a job for you and Mira. Put your intimidation hats on and go do some intimidating.
I can be very intimidating.
Oh, I look forward to this intimidation. Yeah.
And the good thing is, Mira is at least a black scale Dragonborn right now.
That's true.
Yeah, to your eyes, yeah, absolutely.
So do you want me to ask one of the kobolds into this room and we can ask him a few questions about the city?
Just go out and ask.
Perfect. Wiltix, as you go and open the door, standing at the door, literally about to open it, with a hand on the handle, is a bald figure with a large eye tattoo on his forehead, dressed in red robes, that you guys all recognize. Way back in Green Nest, you saw a red wizard called Asbara Joss, who is standing there, looking in. 2 cultists on either side, in full regalia with masks in position, swords at their sides, and his mouth drops as he sees all of you in this room and goes, "I'm sorry, wasn't this my room?" And looks towards the two guards on either side, who sort of look at you and go, Who are you?" It's like getting weapons out. "Who are you? What are you doing in here? You're not supposed to be in here. Who are you?"
Housekeeping?
And I think that is a good place. I think that is a good place to wrap up for tonight.
Oh my god.
That's awesome. I have to finish on that punchline. It's too good. It's too good not to finish on it. Housekeeping. Oh man, so nice. It's good to have you back, Si.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. We will be back next Wednesday. We'll be back, very, very shortly. We're continuing on our adventures. We are almost at the end of the Horde of the Dragon Queen, which means we are about to enter into the Rise of Tiamat module. Obviously, the Tyranny of Dragons campaign is 2 different books, Horde of the Dragon Queen and Rise of Tiamat. You guys are almost at the end of Horde of the Dragon Queen, which is really impressive. Really, really nicely done.
Oh, thank you.
Perfect.
Only 26 episodes down.
Yeah, I reckon we'll probably, like, combining this with Tiamat, I reckon we'll end up doing close to like 60, 70 episodes, I reckon, let's say, conservatively. So we will finish halfway through next year at our current pace. Awesome. Thank you so much for listening, everybody. We will be back next week. Don't go too far away. Head back and listen to all our old stuff. Join us live next session. Check us out on Facebook. Hit us up in comments. Do whatever you want to do. We love talking to you guys. So thanks so much for joining us. And farewell.
Thanks so much, everyone. Have a wonderful week, all.
See you, everybody. Have a wonderful week. Bye.